Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to my channel and to my backyard. We're going to do a couple little things early this morning. My girls I didn't let out yesterday because I was out of pocket, and I've got all my baskets here, so we're going to let these girls out early this morning. And I'm going to show you a couple of projects that we're going to be doing. So it's not hard for me to fill up my baskets and take them in the house. What's hard for me is to gather them all up and bring them back in. But here's the girl. Good morning, girls. I know you didn't get, and good morning, mister. You didn't get to come out yesterday, but here you are. No worries, no worries. He's going to go check. See, he runs down here, and he's going to check for his other two girls because he wants them out. These are his favorite girls down here. The two buff Orpingtons that come out with him. I'm getting them out, Rudy. I'm going to get them out. Yes, I'm going to get them out. Come on, girls. Yes, you two didn't get to come out yesterday. Come on. He's ready to do his morning business. But it is a beautiful morning out here, and we are checking out the yard and everything. What are you doing, big boy? What are you doing back there? Tripping over stuff. Watch out. So this time of year, I got to open up the greenhouse, and I'm going to have to do some watering. But I did pull some of my herbs. There's my sweet basil. Get everything watered. See how we are on production here. These are coming up. These are looking good. Got some of those up. Let's see. The strawberries are catching on pretty good. So we're doing good with those. And I'll go through the garden, but I know I work a lot in my backyard, but I'm going to show you my front yard. It's early morning. We went yesterday to an apple orchard. I picked up my grandkids as soon as they got off the school bus. And we were talking about doing some picking, but we were going to pick our own. But it's an extra charge for the experience. I don't need the experience. I just want the apples for all my apple projects that I'm going to be doing. So I grabbed the kids up and we went and got some apple cider slushies, which were awesome. And then got the apples. I don't know what my husband did with them. I think they're probably in the garage still. But he should have brought my mums out. I want to get some mums, but I'll show you this. Oh, look at, he set them all up on the steps. But I want to show you what I'm going to do with them. So this is an easy project. If you want something that's not a lot of work, and this is easy for me, other than the mint. I have to tear this mint out constantly. But what I'm going to do is see everything that's in pots. Now, my coleus was beautiful. It was probably about 4 foot tall. Well, the winds came and tore it up and tore it all down. But what I do is I leave my plants. I leave them in the hanging baskets. I cut the hanging baskets off. And then so what I'll do is I'll pull them. And anything that looks good, that will go in the greenhouse. I'll clean it all up. And what I do is, if anybody wants mint, I've got plenty of mint. So what I do is, I just pull this out by the handfuls. Clean all this up. So that leaves me a little hole right there. And since the coleus was so big, I'm sure it went way down into the ground. But the plant itself is still there. And I'll winter it over. I might put it in a little bit bigger pot. and I'll winter it over and put it back out, and I'll have another coleus plant that'll be coming out. So what I do is I pull all these out. Move. And here's another one in here, whether you can see it or not, but there's one in here. And that leaves me a nice big space right there. Pull that out, stick that up there. And these are my lights that are just easy in and easy out if I need to fix them. So I have the big rocks that we had. I used to have a big rock garden in back. So I have these two planters. This planter, I will cut it down and take it to the greenhouse and winter it over. And everything that's planted in there will come back in the spring. I'll clean all these out of all of the mint. And I just pull it up by the handfuls. And I make sure that does not compost or anything that goes in the garbage, because it'll just take off, and it's very, very aggressive and takes over everything. I'll weed eat all this, get those cut down. And I don't mind it coming up. I just have to really keep on top of it and really keep control of it. But here's my mums, my beautiful mums. And what I will do is once I get all that pulled out, my mum will go right in there. And then I'll do a mum, and a mum, the different colors. And then boom, my little front area is done. Looks all nice and tidy. Get it all cleaned up. I see I got to do a little bit of weeding over there. And I'll show you what I got. I have 2 pumpkins that I pulled. So here's the 2 pumpkins. My husband buried that one. And I just set them on my porch to harden up. So I've got the 2 pumpkins that I got this year. And this one, the little stem on it has not died off. So I'm assuming it's doing a little bit more. It's got a little bit of green on it. It's still very, very green. So until that dies off, I'm assuming it's still growing. So we're going to see. And then I've got a bloom right there. I don't know if it's going to do anything. I've got a bloom right there. And that pumpkin came off from down here. And I don't know. There's a couple of blooms, but they look like males. So probably not gonna have anything. You can see our full moon out there over the house. But there's a little, this is maybe zucchini. Spaghetti squash here. I pulled a patty pan off right here yesterday, and there was a couple of patty pans, and I was afraid of this. This one's rotted too, so it's got bloom in rot. So, and see, there was another one there. I was hopeful for it, but no. Those all got rot on the end of them, and I do have one winter squash right there coming out with a couple more blooms. I don't know if they'll do anything, but we'll see. This was an experiment here in the front yard. I'm not going to do it here in the front yard again. I'm going to pull all these, and I'm going to be doing something on the side yard. So once I get all this done, my my little lights will be put back. All of the mint will be cleaned up. And then I'll be ready for fall decorating. And Mr. Skeleton up there is saying hi. So he's ready for this fall. And then all of that will be done. But I want to get it done early this morning. They're saying it's going to be 94 degrees today. So we're not without, oh, that squirrel's mad. We are not without some more summer weather. So I like to get out here and get things done early, especially because I was out of pocket yesterday and spent the day with my daughter and then my grandkids. You hear me talking, so they were wondering where I was at. Good morning, my babies. I know, I'll get around and get you some feed in your pan here in a minute. You all just get out and do some pecking, and I'll be back in. We'll go do that here in a little bit. Watch out, Rudy. Your head's looking better. But they're just coming out here running around, and I haven't checked the garden yet today to see what's going on. But I'll go in here and see where my apples are at. I thought he just put them right here on the floor, but evidently not. So when I get apples, and I'm going to do, oh, here they are. Is the applesauce, and then I'm going to can up apple pie filling, or just a general basic cinnamon, cloves, some nutmeg. I like all of that in my pies, my apple crisp, my apple, the little hand pies that I make. So I make a lot of different pie stuff, and boy, these are heavy. So these are a bushel each. I'll show you what I got. Oh, there. That's why I bring grandkids with me. They're not little either, so they're high school age. So I get them carrying a lot of this for me, along with my daughter. So let me turn some lights on. So this right here, I picked up some molasses, some cane molasses. I want to try that. That's their molasses. So I got a bushel each, and look, it comes with an apple pie filling on the side. That's pretty cool, a recipe. So I get the crisp apples, the Red Delicious, and then we like that little bit of tanginess in our pies and in our recipes. So I got a bushel of the Granny Smith apples. So I will be processing those here before too long. And so it's half a bushel of each of those, which is quite a bit. Slow cooked apple butter. Wow, they just gave us all kinds of recipes. I guess that's what the two recipes are on each side. So I'll be looking at those. So I got my day cut out for me. I'll be looking at those, but mostly I'm going to can the applesauce. I'll get that making. And I've done applesauce for years, but I make it up and would cook it down in the oven and then just pop all of the pulp out of the apple, and add some cinnamon and honey to that. And my kids have been eating it like that for years, the applesauce that I'd make it up. But I'd make up a gallon jar and just put it in the refrigerator. So now that I know how to can and stuff, we're going to see how much I can get canned up so I can send some home with each one of the households that I make stuff for. I've got 2 sets of households here, grandkids, that I send the applesauce with, and then the rest I'll be making up some apple butter and apple pie filling. So it's just going to be so nice to have that on the pantry shelf, where you just pop it out of the can, and then I think you add a little bit of cornstarch to it. I won't be putting any kind of cornstarch or anything in it pre-canning. It'll be just the apples and the spices, and then just the little bit of thickener is going to be the cornstarch, I'm thinking. Mix that up in there, put it in a pie filling, pop it in the oven, and boom, I have pies. It's easy peasy, already done. So I'll post some pictures of what my front yard looks like when I get it done. And then if I get my videos going a little bit more, I'll walk you through the process on when we're getting some of these. I have my stand mixer that I have my peeler on, so they peel out really quick, and then get them into the pot boiling, and I'm going to look up some really yummy recipes and see what we can be making. I'm not a whole lot on the fried pies, the little individual pies and stuff. I don't like doing a whole lot of fried stuff like that, but my husband loves his apple pie, so especially during the fall time, and I'd love to be able to make up some of those and just be able to send them home with the kids for them to eat. So just showing you what's going on this morning. It's a beautiful day. Summer is still rolling right along, so probably a little bit later on in the middle of the day when it gets too hot to work outside. The other day when it was so beautiful and I did all that painting, and I just couldn't bring myself to come inside. It was so beautiful out there. I stayed out there all day, but I can already tell that sun is really, really hot. So, and it's predicted to be 94 today. So I think I'll be out probably for a few hours, get that front finished up, and then I'll come in and start processing apples, and I'm going to sit down and look at some recipes and see where I want to get started. So thank you folks for viewing my channel, and if you like it, follow me, and we'll see if we can help each other out with some information, some recipes, and just have a good conversation and visit with you this morning. And if you have any questions about anything that I'm doing or anything that I've done in my backyard, I'll be checking that out here a little bit later. But I'm starting to get a lot more, letting my peppers come out. My jalapenos are looking great. And we're going to do another big salsa probably cook up once all of the rest of my tomatoes and blushing. I know I have some of those big yellow tomatoes coming out, but just all kinds of tomatoes that I have. I'm gathering all that together and just doing a mixed vegetable salsa. I think I took a pint and 2 half pints to my daughters yesterday, and they'll enjoy those. I think I'm taking a pint, and my husband this weekend is going back to the hunting camp. They're still working out there, so he'll be taking a pint, 2 half pints. So that's going to run me down to, I'll be down to maybe 10 half pints. So he loves to break out a big bag of chips, and with the guys and stuff that are all cooking out there. And that'll be his contribution, is a big bowl of salsa with a bag of chips, and they'll sit there and snack on that. So thank you folks for listening and coming with me today on my little tour, front yard, and letting my girls out and stuff this morning. And we'll get rolling with the apple baking and making. And I'm going to also do a Christmas type jam or something. I'm going to try and find a recipe on that. I'll be sharing that with you. You know, cinnamon, nutmeg, and all of that would go in your pie filling. You can do that same recipe, something like that, for a jam, and do it Christmassy. And I'm going to look at some recipes for that, and I'll share that with you also. So you all have a wonderful day, and thank you for joining me, and we'll see you in our next video.